So I literally bought the cheapest exhaust I could find on the internet, not even just eBay, just the internet, for the 80 series. And we're going to see if it actually works. I'm kind of worried it's not going to fit. Let's have a look. Okay, so if you're new to the channel and this is the first time you're actually seeing this, I'm Steve, I run this YouTube channel. So it's just a side gig for me. This is not my full-time career, this is just something I do for fun. So if you like, subscribe and leave a comment down below, that would be greatly appreciated because obviously it helps grow the channel and hopefully I can get some better content for you guys as we grow. So, you know, it's free, you can just press the subscribe button, that'd be awesome, appreciate it. Right, so I have a 1995 1FZ FE 80 series Landcruiser. I have absolutely no mechanical knowledge whatsoever. I'm a cabinet maker. I do kitchens and laundries and bathrooms and all that sort of stuff. But for some stupid reason, I decided I wanted to try and fix up an old 80 series. If you haven't checked out some of the other episodes, obviously go back, you can see I've got some motor issues and I'm trying to sort out what the hell is going on with this car. But we're slowly getting there with some of the mods and stuff. But most of what I'm trying to do here isn't about trying to necessarily teach you 100% how to do something. It's more to give you inspiration to give it a go. Like, everything's so expensive these days. Get out there, give it a crack, and hopefully you learn something along the way. I think as a generation, we've lost an ability to do certain jobs because we've always just farmed them out for so long now. So back in the day, this sort of stuff for maybe my parents, because they're not very mechanical either, but generations ago, this was the thing. Like, you'd service your own car, you'd do everything you could at home because it's all you could afford. You had to do it, otherwise you couldn't have a car. Or anyway, I digress slightly, but the idea is obviously encourage and motivate people to do things themselves a bit as well. So hopefully we can learn some stuff together and grow as people and as a channel by hitting that subscribe button again. I gotta ask. Okay, so things I've done off camera so far is rip out the old exhaust. Surprisingly enough, getting out the head bolts for the headers, extractors, was really easy. I put a breaker bar on there, but honestly it was just pull it back and half the studs actually came out of the motor with it. That was easy. I could crack them once they were out, chuck the studs back into the block, and we're ready to go for the new one already. But the old one was super easy. Literally just unbolt it and pull it out of the car. So I did have to cut one section because I didn't realise that it actually came apart. Like, it was like a slip yoke joint sort of thing. Didn't realise that at the time, so I've just cut the exhaust, but whatever, it's not going back in. Alright, so the new one is actually, I'll put up on the side here as well, so just here for everyone. So the new one is a DEA Performance. Well, DA Performance is the company, and it's their 2.5 inch, I think it's mandrel bent, it looks mandrel bent, exhaust. Nothing super flash, it's just a mild steel coated with a black, which probably lasts about 3 seconds I reckon. And it's designed for, what it says on the listing, for 92 to 01 95, so January 95, that it should suit. And this is an 01 95. There, 0195. So we are within, so we're within what they're saying. I'm not convinced it's going to fit there. Like, just looking at the way it runs, and the old muffler was an oval shape that came off of the other one, so you can see there it's oval versus the new one, which is actually here, is round. So I'm a little bit worried that maybe this is the pre 95 or something, or this is newer than what it's sort of saying. Maybe this was an extra bit, and I don't know. Like, I could be completely wrong. Could just work out nicely, but I'm unsure. Alright, first things first, I'm thinking maybe I'll get the head one on first, because I don't want to put any tension on that by pulling around all the rest of it. So I'm going to get the headers on first, do all that stuff up. It's supplied with new gaskets as well. So in the kit, it's actually pretty good for 1,100 bucks. So it comes with, oh, I've lost it. Here we are. Comes with the new header gaskets. So that's nice. They're not the factory ones. Like, I grabbed the factory ones. Look, focuses, and it's sort of like the double layer crush tube sort of thing. That's sort of the factory ones. I believe they're the factory ones. Versus these ones. They might be double layer. Yeah, I think they are double layer, but they're more like a fabric. They feel like they're a different material. I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be a fine exhaust manifold gasket. Oh my god, I'm really not built for getting on the ground, I tell you. Alright, so I've just been mucking around with trying to get this pipe in under here. So I've done the headers. This is the very next pipe that comes off of the headers, and it's focusing on the wrong thing. I'm here, camera. Hi. Look where it lands. Like that second one wants to basically point up. Oh, not focusing. Oh. Alright, so there's clearly something wrong there, because that is actually past the mount as well. Like that pipe finishes about 100mm past where the mount goes. Yeah, apparently this one, the muffler, that pipe's meant to connect to it, and that's the mount there. Yet the pipe finishes up here somewhere. So it happens when you buy cheap stuff. Swear to God. Alright, and I'm gonna have to call them and suss out what's going on. Let's go. Okie dokie, so managed to get onto them. Actually, really helpful people. Really nice lady that I spoke to. Actually, the same lady that I picked it up from this morning. She was really good. She was really nice and helpful to deal with. It's their mistake. Apparently, there's two different type of headers that they sell, and more expensive than a cheaper one. Obviously, I've got the cheaper one because this is like the world's cheapest kit, I reckon. And they said that pipe that I've got is to suit the more expensive headers, blah blah blah. So they've just said basically bring it back, we'll cut it and recap it for you straight away and get you going again. So I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow now. Of course, it means I can't finish it tonight, but it is what it is. So it means out with that pipe again, take it back there tomorrow, get that sorted. But I can probably, hopefully, I'm going to try and get maybe the back section of the pipe in, so mount from that muffler back, and just make sure all that works as well. So if something else doesn't work, I can just take it back tomorrow with it and just go, yeah, this doesn't fit either. Hopefully not. I'll start with that muffler, work my way back. Okay, so it turns out I'm a complete dumbass when it comes to this stuff. And I really need to apologise to DEA, Performance Exhaust. obviously this is not sponsored. I paid full price for it. Well, it was on special for $1,100. It actually fits. It actually fitted okay. A little bit of twisting and moving around, but that's every exhaust. Turns out I was trying to put the muffler in the wrong spot. Oh God, I feel like such a knob. But this is what it's all about. Sometimes you make mistakes and you just got to learn from your mistakes and move on from there. So I'm sharing it. That's why I'm probably going to get a whole bunch of hate in the comments going, oh, you're an idiot, mate. You don't even know how to put an exhaust together. No, that's the thing, I don't. This isn't my job. I don't do this professionally. So I am learning as I go. But I was trying to, on the pictures, and I'll put up a photo here for you, had the headers, the pipe coming down, then the muffler. Like I just thought that all flowed in with the way the picture went. So, muffler must go there then. Muffler doesn't go there at all. It's not even like close to there. It's right at the back. So if I crawl into here again, I'll see if I can turn the light on. You can sort of see, comes off the back of the headers. That's where it's saying it went up, and it's meant to go up. It's quite good up there. It tucks up over the top, comes back down. Bit of light. So over the chassis rail, then into the muffler. Oh my God, what a surprise. Then back up over the diff and basically out the back there. One thing it is a bit different, I'm going to get up because you've got like 5 chims when I sit like this, is there was a mount right there, that there's no mount on their exhaust to hold it there, so it's literally held from the headers, there's no other support, and then held at the muffler. So that whole middle section is just held up from the manifold all the way through to one mount in the middle of the car and then one mount at the back of the car. I'm not overly a fan of sort of supporting stuff off of the manifold, but I suppose they're pretty strong. I don't know. We'll see how we go. I've just got to nip up. I've nipped up most of the bolts. I just got to go through and just torque them, and then can probably give this thing a fire. Or is it 5 to 9 at night? I wonder if the neighbours will crack shit. Whatever. I'll nip all this up now. Chuck the airbox back together. Hopefully we'll at least just fire it up tonight. See what happens. Just one other thing. Obviously a couple of spare gaskets there, which is quite cool. But, why is it so bright again? Turn that down. There was this little something or other. And I can't find for the life of me where that should go. It's like a crush washer. But they're all just flat joins. So I'm not exactly sure where that was meant to go. But each one has a gasket in between it, plus a couple of spares left over. Unsure. So maybe in the comments down below, tell me where I've stuffed up. Tell me where that's meant to go. And I might pull it back apart and chuck it in wherever it's meant to go. But I cannot for the life of me see any sort of groove or anything else where it's meant to be put. So I don't know. No idea. Alright, I want to put this back together before it gets too late. Okay, time to fire this bad boy up. Now all the head bolts are done up. Starter motor's been playing up, so we're still pushing out black smoke, so the exhaust hasn't fixed that issue. My little wiring fixed the other day didn't fix it either. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, there's little updates I put up on Instagram all the time as well. Ooh, we're smoking. Fairly sure that's just heating up. Might not come up on camera. Maybe we've got shine some light. Anyway. But she's smoking. It's warming up, so it's just burning off all the oils and stuff that come with the exhaust. Plus some of the WD that I had on the block as well. So, but it doesn't sound bad. Like it's idling okay. Apart from being smoky as hell. Getting rid of that the rattle definitely makes it sound better. Oh, so much smoke. Probably keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't catch fire. It should. Now, checking stuff out. Should be good. Alright, so things have updated ever so slightly. I can't actually remember where I left this part off, but obviously the exhaust is done in the car now. I actually just changed the ECU coolant temp sensor. So that's a brand new one in there now, genuine Toyota. Made a slight difference, but it's still putting out smoke and it's still doing funny things. So, full drive shed. Phil and May down there, awesome people, known them for years. Done winch styling stuff. Well, they've done winch styling stuff. I've filmed it and done stuff. Known them for a while. They own 80 series. Like, they've got a couple. They've had a lot. And Phil actually messaged me saying, "Hey, I've got some time next week. Bring the car down. We'll have a bit of a squeeze at it." I'm like, yes, that's awesome, because I'm fast running out of ideas. I'm not necessarily looking for him to fix it, but guide me in the right direction at the very least. Is sort of what I'm looking for. But I have a big task that I need to do before it. If you've seen the last episode, you would have seen that the fuel tank in there was rusty as hell, putting out some crap, just no good at all. No good. Couldn't afford or couldn't find a fuel tank at the time, but luckily, one of you awesome subscribers have got me a new fuel tank, which I'm super excited about. That cost me a whole $20. Thank you. By the way, I'm not going to mention names because you might not want to be mentioned, but thank you. I really do appreciate it. Inside is absolutely spotless. There is, it's honestly, compared to the tank that's in there, this thing's like a bloody brand new one. Fuel sender, float, everything else, spotless. Not a single bit of rust or any sort of marks on there. So I'm presuming they're all going to work. I'm just going to leave them in there and that way they're untouched and it's all working. If they don't work for some reason, I can swap out the new ones that I've got anyway, but at the moment I'm just going to leave that as is. When I get the old tank out, I'm going to take out the parts that I put in, so I've got them as spares, and then I'm probably just going to throw that old tank out because I think it's pretty ruined. But I'm on a deadline now because next Thursday? It's currently Friday, so I've got 5 days. I'm hoping to do it all tonight, to be honest. I want to change out the fuel tank tonight because I don't want to be putting more fuel in this thing to drive it down to the shop, because I think it's just going to be worse off, and it needs to be done anyway. So, tonight's mission, take out fuel tank, put in a new fuel tank. I've got 20 litres of fresh juice over there. That'll be enough to get me to the servo. Let's do it. Okay, so I wanted to actually just show you why I've changed the fuel tank. I don't think I fully showed it in the last episode, like showing actually in the tank. I just said it was rusty. It's pretty bad. You're preparing yourself for this, because... Right. Have a look at this sucker. Look at that. That is cactus. Like, even the new fuel I put in there is all contaminated. So I think no matter what I do with this tank, that is never coming back to anything that's usable. So it's basically just take it out, put a new one in, throw this one in the bin, use that fuel to start a fire. Sadly, I think that was actually the easy part, getting it out, because I had gravity on my side. I don't think it's going to be as easy to get it back in, especially that top filler hose. That was a pain in the ass. What are we now? It's 8:30, so plenty of time. Maybe we'll get it in tonight, see what happens. Don't know. I did have to drop that tail shaft though, to give myself a little bit more room to get the sucker in, out. I'm hoping. It looks like I've got to transfer just looking at it, the breather and the filler hose from that tank to this tank. I think that's it. I'll double check there's no other hoses that need to be transferred across. We'll get into it. So that's the fuel tank back in. All the lines are connected up as far as I can see. Best I can tell. I'm gonna put some fuel in and see whether it leaks. God, didn't. We'll do that now. Just climb under and make sure nothing's leaking. Well, there's no patches out yet. It's only 20 litres, so worst case scenario, I can catch it again in a bucket. If it does start going. Why does 20 litres from a jerry take so much longer than a pump? Obviously I know why, but it just feels like forever. And all of a sudden you need a week. I gotta wait. Alright, back. Alright, so keep in mind, some of you are going to be thinking, oh, geez, what, you just swapped out a fuel tank, who cares? And cool, good on you if you're that confident in stuff you're doing. Awesome, I'm that confident in what I do for work, so I'd quite happily tear someone's house apart, put it back together, and it's just a Tuesday to me. It makes no difference. This is not my forte at all. I'm not a mechanical person. I'm learning as I go here. Pretty practical, I can figure stuff out, I will give myself that. But this is a bit of encouragement for you guys as well. I want to show you that no experience about what I'm doing here. Just give it a go, see what happens. You might stuff some stuff up, you might get it perfect. Either way, you're going to learn something. And you're probably going to save some dollars. Maybe, not always, but probably. That's the whole goal of this. I want you to, here you go, here's up. Put down in the comments, what have you done because of watching my videos? Like, what have you gone, you're right, I can do that. And you give it a go, and you learn something. You make mistakes along the way, but that's life, we all do. Just chuck it down below. While we're here, if you can give this video a bit of a like and maybe subscribe, that'd be amazing. Obviously all this content is completely free to you guys and it costs me some money to produce it all. And it's completely free for you guys to press the like button, press the subscribe button, but it really does help me out if you do. So I appreciate that, and obviously welcome to the YouTube family if you join me. Now we'll see if it fires up and see if it makes any difference to the idle as well. I have also had the battery unplugged because someone said if you leave the battery unplugged for a while, it resets the ECU. And it can learn like the idle and fuel and everything else again. So I have had the battery unplugged this whole time as well. But that took me like 2 hours changing a fuel tank by myself in my shed. I'm actually surprising myself on that one. That's actually better than it has been. Don't get me wrong, still not perfect, but that's idling better than it has before. Alright, so a couple of you are probably going to be going, why the hell are you taking out the Sahara lights? And, oh, whoops. These are the Sahara lights, Sahara VX lights I think they are, so the VXs and Sahara ones came out of these. Could be wrong, but I definitely know the Saharas came with them. Obviously someone has put these on the car at some given point because mine is clearly a GXL, because it's written on it and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that's not, it's all GXL pretty much. Technically I think these are a better light, as in factory to factory. So from these old rectangle looking ones to these ones, these put out more light and they're arguably better. But when I think of an 80 series, I don't think of these. I think these as a 105, 100 series, that sort of era of car. It's not what I wanted. I don't want that. So technically, I went out, subscriber, Michael, thanks mate, you're a legend. I got a set of the brackets that hold the dual lights. I've just repainted them up so they look a bit better. The other thing that I didn't realise at the time, but Michael sort of informed me on, these are the Sahara indicator lights versus the GXL indicator lights. These ones, as you can see, wrap around the car a little bit further. So because these need more space to have both lights in there, these are technically smaller. The Sahara one's actually wrapped further around and lined up with the bonnet as opposed to the little grill down the bottom. So there's little slight differences in that as well. I didn't realise I needed them, but luckily he did, and he gave them to me at the same time. So I've got a set of each of the indicator light. This one's just missing a globe and fitting, so I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do there. And JTX. So if you don't know JTX do a lot of lighting for all types of cars. 80 series, old Mustangs, pretty much any car you can think of that has lights. These guys will make an aftermarket light for it. These things have got an amber, let me start that again. These things have got a daytime running light around the outside, plus an amber indicator which flashes like an auto changeover when you're indicating as well. So it means the headlights will sort of change, indicate as you're going, which I think is cool as. But I think that dual sort of rectangle light is so 80 series. Every time I picture an 80 series, that's what I think of. I think of the square lights or the rectangle lights on the front. I think they look mint. So JTX has actually sent me these, so thank you very much. I know Steve pretty well, Steve Hobbs. He's an awesome guy. He runs JTX. He also runs AAA suspension. I think he's got one other as well, but I'm not 100% sure, so I won't mention it. But I reached out to him. He hasn't contacted me. I've said, hey, really like your lights. Right, can I have a set? All right, what can you do for me? And he's generously donated these to the project. Thank you very much, Steve. I approached him. I already wanted these lights because they are phenomenal lights. I've seen them on other cars before. I've seen Steve's cars. I've seen plenty of other, like all the winch truck cars. They all run these lights. There's a lifetime warranty on these damn things. Like against like water ingress or anything else, lifetime warranty. What other light on the market does that? Which I think is phenomenal. I've also got their new super loop, which is here. So this saves so much time. Obviously, a little control to change over halo and indicators, but full super lume to give you everything. So this plugs in to your factory harness and into your lights, and you've only got to plug in one point to your factory harness. That's it. Like, the whole job is pretty much done. The only other thing that I think I have to do is get power to the halo and the indicator. So I've just got to pull some power to run to that. Super simple. Obviously that's a whole different thing. But this new super lume, oh, I'm loving that. But it is literally those two go to two lights on one side. These two go to two lights on the other side. This plugs into your factory harness. Power, earth, job done. Your lights all done. Then you just got to sort out your halo and stuff. But oh, that's easy. That's no drama at all. So this new super lume, definitely worth the coin. 100%. I'm so excited about this. Like, this to me is going to transform it back to an 80 series, like, as opposed to a 105. I was disappointed when I bought the car that had these. I've already had a couple of people message me saying, "Can I have your old lights if you're going to get rid of them?" But for the price I got the car at, I was like, oh, I can't say no. I can't be that fussy about what lights I'm going to get with it. So took it with these ones, knowing full well that I wanted to change over to these JTX lights, which I'm super keen to get in the car, hopefully tonight. Oh God, I so want to do it. Anyway, let's get them in. Other thing that made me want to get these lights as well, talking about roadworthy stuff with people, they were saying, oh, aftermarket headlights, can't get them roadworthy, just because they're all over this and they don't meet ADR. These meet ADR and they will get roadworthied. So there's a whole thing about LED lights can't be anything more than 2000 lumens. These are just under that, which means they don't need self-cleaning, self-leveling, all the other jargon that goes with all the higher output lights. These still put out a ton of light, don't get me wrong, but they're technically just under that regulation, so they will meet an ADR, they meet the ADR and they will get a roadworthy. That's one of the main criteria I had with getting aftermarket lights. Otherwise I would have left the Sahara ones in until the roadworthy, then got these put in anyway, but God, it's cold out here. Alright, so I've actually got the lights all in and they're all wired up. I didn't show any of that stuff because sometimes wiring is boring as hell to watch and I don't really want to make this too boring for you guys to watch. Plus, obviously, if you're not super confident with electrical stuff, I would be YouTubing the hell out of that to make sure you're doing the right thing. Or, I know this is all about doing stuff yourself, but sometimes electrical stuff is probably best left to people who know what they're doing, if you're not sort of half cluey about it and all that. So that's the disclaimer. If you burn your house down or your car, don't blame me because you gave it a go and you have no idea what you're doing. But I'm all for learning, so definitely give it a go. Anyway, I want to show you this. So I've wired it up so as soon as the ignition is on, the daytime running lights turn on. So they're on permanently. I may put an inline switch in there later on so I can isolate them, but I don't have to. Every other car on the market, they're on permanently. That's just how they work. The indicators are wired in as well, so indicate, they'll turn on, and then obviously high beam, low beam. I'll show you. Have a look. Boom! That is so cool. Seriously love these things. Oh, why is that one working? Seriously, they were working like 2 minutes ago. Alright. Alright, so after that little debacle, turns out it was voltage drop. So I double checked all the wiring stuff that I'd done, that was, and it even says this in the manual as well, if it's too low a voltage, it'll just kill one of the lights to sort of preserve the rest. So battery was sitting like 12.1 volts or something, so it wasn't quite enough to power all four. Got the charger on it now, and it's fine. So let's do it again. So that's just the daytime running light, so it's ignition on, so as soon as the car starts, that's how it's going to look all the time, which I'm super excited about. Then, so indicate to the left. Oh, just that is so cool. I bloody love that so much. I had a GU Patrol that had changeover halo lights as well. Honestly, every car should come with changeover halo lights. Oh, I love that. Alright, so that works both left and right. And then obviously you've got low beam. I think you can see that halo starting to go out against it because the voltage will be dropping. That's low beam, and then the high beam, so all four lights are on for the low beam. And then it's got separate lights in there as well for the high beam. So all four lights are always on. I think, and I could be wrong here, the factory ones only like the inner one, no, the outer ones came on for low beam, the inner for high beam. So yeah, anyway, so this one's all four lights all the time. So super excited about getting these lights on. Massive thanks to JTX Lighting for supplying these lights to us as well. Not a sponsor of the channel or this. It's just obviously I've reached out to them. They've said yes because it's something I want for the build of the car. As I've said before, obviously I'm not amazing with money, and obviously the cost of living of everything that's going on, I can't afford everything 100%. So if I can use a bit of my influence to sort of help build the car the way I want to build the car, then I'm going to. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's just the way I want to run the channel and do stuff. I would have bought these even if they weren't sort of given to me, but if I can, then of course I'm going to. Sorry if that's going to upset some people, but it's just the way it is. If you guys want to help out the channel though, you can hit the subscribe button and the like button, maybe share it around to your friends. Obviously the more likes the video gets, YouTube goes, hey, that video is pretty cool, maybe we send it around to a couple of other people and see how we go. So if you like the video and hit the subscribe button, that would be amazing and greatly appreciated. Other than that, I'm probably going to leave this episode here because I think I've rambled on enough. So thank you for watching, and I don't know what we're going to do in the next one, but hopefully we get it going. I've actually got a date, I think I said at the start of the video, date down at the full drive shed with, I'm going to call it Gumby. With Gumby. So there you go. If you've hung around to the end of the video, you've just found out the name of what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it Gumby. And that's going to flow on to some of the colour schemes and stuff that we stick with the car. And I've got some ideas for some of these trims and whatnot, but I want to get the car roadworthy first. Go from there. So Gumby's going to be going down to the full drive shed for a bit of a check over from them. Phil is pretty good with the 80 series, so hopefully he can diagnose the rest of the problems for me. And I'm hoping actually that just giving the car a good drive fixes it a little bit. Maybe see what happens. So that's going to be happening in the next episode. He'll run us through some of the ideas and some of the roadworthy items that I'm going to have to get sorted. The fulcrum stuff, the suspension and whatnot, is getting organised. It's a slow process dealing with companies sometimes. Partly my own fault for being really slow to reply. Then obviously the Sydney full drive show's been on, so they've been occupied. So parts aren't quite on the way yet, but they are coming. So that'll be one of the other things that needs doing for the roadworthy. And I'm thinking that's probably going to be part of the next episode as well, because I don't think there's enough content just down at full drive shed to make a whole episode. I'm trying to do like a bunch of stuff in one episode rather than just go, hey, I've put some lights on today. Like this episode's been obviously a few different things, exhaust and whatnot. So I'm trying to do a few things per episode for you, so it's a little bit entertaining. If you've got any feedback about the episodes as well, that I'm that we're putting together, like if you've got a better way that you think would work better and be more enjoyable and entertaining for people, drop it in the comments down below or shoot me a message on Insta or Facebook. I'm always happy to have a chat. Anyone who talks to me on those sort of platforms knows I always reply 9 times out of 10 because kids get in the way. But I'm always up for a chat. I'm always trying to be helpful if I can. So by all means, please get in touch if you feel there's a way that you can give some constructive feedback. That'd be awesome. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and Gumby and I will see you whenever we see you next.